Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to make a pink bubbles baby blanket using a simple shell stitch. In the original pattern I used Bernat baby blanket yarn dappled in Ever After Pink, which is kind of a pink coral color. I used two 10.5 ounce skeins and a 9mm crochet hook. Today I'm going to show you, I have 9mm crochet hook and I'm using Bernat blanket yarn in Terracotta Rose. For this pattern you need a multiple of 6 plus 2. For the blanket I used 62, so 6 times 10 plus 2 stitches. For the example I'm just going to use 24 plus 2. So what you need to do is chain your 62, Okay, so when you have your 62, we'll come back. Okay, so when you have your 62 stitches, you are going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So 1, 2, and make 1 single crochet. Then you're going to skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and in the third, you are going to do 5 double crochets, which is what is going to make the shell. So 1, 2, all in the same stitch. 3, 4, and 5. So it should look like this. This will be your shell. Then you're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and in the third, you're going to do 1 single crochet. Then you're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and in the third, you're going to do 5 double crochets, again, making your shell. There's 3, 4, and 5. Okay, then you are going to skip 2 and in the third do 1 single crochet. So then that's the pattern. It's skip 2 stitches, do 5 double crochets and 1 stitch, skip 2 stitches, do 1 single crochet, and then repeat. You can find this written pattern on my blog, A More Crafty Life, plus lots of other free patterns. Okay, so there's my single crochet. I skip 2 and I do 5 double crochet in the same stitch. And you continue this way until you get to the end of the row where you end with in the last stitch. In the last stitch with 1 single crochet. There's 3, 4, and 5. Then you skip 2 chains, 1, 2, single crochet, skip 2 chains, and keep working, and the last stitch is a single crochet. Okay, so when you get to the end, your last stitch is a single crochet. Then you're going to chain 3, and that is going to make the first of what's like a half of a shell. So there's 3, so 1 and then 2 double crochets. Then you are going to skip to the middle double crochet of the shell, the third one, and do 1 single crochet. Then you're going to skip to the single crochet and do 5 double crochets to make the shell in the same stitch. There's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you're just going to repeat this. 1 single crochet in the middle of the shell and 5 double crochets in the single crochet until you get to the end of the row. And I will meet you back there. It should look, this is what it's going to start looking like. I'll meet you back at the end of the row. Okay, so I'm towards the end of the row. I've done a single crochet on my last, at the top of my last shell in the middle, and then you're going to do 3 double crochets in the very last stitch, and that makes the other half of the shell. Then you are going to chain 1, and then you just start your 2-row repeat over. You do 5 shells in the single crochet, 1 single crochet in the third double crochet, and you repeat to the end, ending with a single crochet. And then you just keep repeating the 2 rows until you have 35 rows. Like I said, you can find this pattern and more on my blog, A More Crafty Life. Thanks. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do my lilac fade chunky blanket using Crocus Fairy Bernat Baby Blanket Yarn Dappled. Today I'm using the color Wandering Blue and a 9mm crochet hook. This is an easy pattern that just uses double, single, and triple crochet stitches. So let's get started. For this easy pattern, you need any odd number. For the blanket, I chained 63. So let's get started. I'll continue with this and meet you at the end. When you have your 63 or any odd number that you want to use for your chain, you are going to crochet, do a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to double crochet. And then you're going to do 1 double crochet in each chain for the entire row. So that's what it should look like so far, just regular double crochet. And continue this until you get to the end of the row, and I'll meet you back here. Now that you have a whole row of double crochet, you are going to chain 3 at the end, and you're going to do another row of double crochet. This kind of forms a border of the blanket that you don't have to add on later. So this counts as the first stitch in the row, the chain does, and it will for the whole pattern. And then you are just going to do another row of double crochet. And for this blanket, then you'd end with 2 rows of double crochet to finish it off. And for the next row, you're going to do single crochet and then follow it by triple single crochet alternating, and then a row of double crochet. And then this repeats for the rest of the blanket, and then you end with 2 double rows of double crochet. Okay, I'll meet you at the end of the row after you finished your row of double crochet. Now that you have 2 rows of double crochet done, you are going to chain 1, and this counts as the first stitch. Turn your work, and then you are going to do 3 single crochets starting in the second stitch. So 1, 2, 3. And you'll see that makes a total of 4 stitches that are single crochet, and then you'll end on the other side with 4 stitches that are single crochet. Then you're going to do 1 triple in the next stitch, and the thing to remember about a triple is it's just like a double, but you wrap twice before you insert your hook. And then you go through, yarn over and go through 2 loops each time, and that gives you your triple crochet. Then you're going to alternate that with 1 single crochet, and you want to make sure that you pull, that this stitch doesn't get any higher than the others, because that's how you get the triple. And you want the triple to fold towards you, not away. So then you're going to do another triple, wrap twice, insert your hook, pull up through, pull through 2, pull through 2 more, and then 2 more. Then you're going to do followed by 1 single crochet. And you'll see how the triple pops up, kind of like a bobble or something, but it's easy. So triple, followed by a single. And you continue this until you get to the last, until you have the last 4 stitches, which are going to be single crochet. So triple, single crochet, triple, single crochet. I'll continue this until I get to the last 4 stitches, which will be single crochet, and I will meet you there. Now that I'm at the end with the last 4 stitches, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to do single crochet. So I did 1 here, 2, 3, and 4. Then you are going to chain 3 for your row of double crochets. So just so you can see, it should look like this with the triples puffed up and the single crochet down. That gives you the texture. Turn your work, and we're going to do a row of double crochet. This counts as the first stitch, the chain does for this whole pattern. So you're going to do a double crochet starting in the second stitch, and 1 for each stitch across. And then you're going to start over with the row of single crochet and triple, and repeat this until the end. So I'll meet you at the end of the row after a row of double crochet. Now that I'm at the end of row 4, I will finish with my row of double crochet with one more, and then I am going to chain one, and it should look like this. So you're going to start by repeating row 3 with three single crochets, followed by the triple single crochet alternate, and then a row of double crochet. And you keep repeating row 3 and row 4 of double crochet until you reach the end of the blanket, the length that you want. And for this blanket, I did 45 rows, and I ended with 2 rows of double crochet, and that kind of gives you a border. And I will show you how this looks at the end. You can find this written pattern on my blog, A More Crafty Life, which I'll link below, plus hundreds of other free patterns. Please subscribe. Thanks. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do my confetti blanket using 10.5 ounces of Bernat baby blanket yarn and pitter patter. I use 2 skeins of this and a 10mm crochet hook. And I have an example of the blanket here. This uses what's called the Suzette stitch, which is a single crochet followed by a double crochet in an easy 1 row repeat. This would also look good in different colored stripes, or with a border in pink or white. So let's get started. For this pattern, you need any even number. For the blanket that ended up being about 30 inches by 33, I chained 56. So let's get started. I'll meet you at the end of the row when you chain 56. Now that you have your chain of 24, we're going to do 1 row of single crochet for the foundation of the stitch. I like to do a row of single crochet because it doesn't pull at the bottom stitches. So 1 single crochet for each chain. And I will meet you at the end of the row. Once you've finished your row of single crochet, you are going to chain 1 and then turn your work. And you're going to do, the chain 1 is going to count as the first stitch of the row, and then you're going to do 1 double crochet in the same stitch. Then you're going to skip 1 stitch, and you're going to do 1 single and 1 double crochet in the same stitch. And that will be the repeat. Skip 1, 1 single crochet, and 1 double crochet in the same stitch. Skip 1, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, skip 1, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, both in the same stitch. And that is the repeat. Skip 1, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet in the same stitch. And this is what it should look like. There's your single, there's your double, skip a space, single, double. Repeat this until you get to the end of the row, and I'll meet you back. When you get to the last 2 stitches after you've finished your repeat of skip one, one single crochet, one double crochet, the last stitch is a single crochet. You skip one and then you do one single crochet, chain one, and then you turn your work. And then this is the single crochet, or the chain one counts as your first single crochet, and then you are going to double crochet in the same stitch, and then you are going to you're going to skip this double, and then you're going to do a single crochet from the row below in the same stitch with a double crochet. So in each of the single crochet stitches from the row below, you're going to put one single and one double crochet, and that is the repeat. So single, double crochet in the same stitch, then you're going to skip the double, put a single crochet and a double in the same stitch, skip this stitch, put a single crochet and a double crochet in the single crochet stitch, and repeat. Skip this stitch, single crochet, double crochet in the same stitch. And this is the row that you are going to repeat for the rest of your pattern. Then I like to end with a row of double crochet, of single crochet to finish it off. So just keep repeating. And this is what it should look like. Here's your single and double crochet. Continue the single and double crochet in the same stitch until you get to the very last stitch of the row, and then you're going to do one single crochet and chain one. And then, so this, your work should look like this, and then you're going to continue repeating this row until you have the length that you want. I used 50 rows to get the blanket, and that ended up, like I said, being 33 inches long. You can find the written pattern in a free PDF on my blog, A More Crafty Life, plus hundreds of other free patterns. Please subscribe, and thanks for watching.